Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Saturday in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com and I welcome you to this live. I am excited about this live because I haven't done one of these in a while. And tonight, I want to introduce you to a Persian, a very famous, and it's so often used, a Persian saying, if you would. Before I get into that, man, it is going nuts out here in California with the rain. I mean, nuts. About 15 minutes away from me. Hey Jenny, how are you? Welcome. 15 minutes, maybe even less, maybe about 10 minutes, where my best friend lives. He had hail/snow. What? I mean, all right. It has been crazy, and we're not complaining. I know I'm not complaining because we've been in a drought for like a gazillion years, and it's so nice to have some, some rain. It's just unbelievable. I don't think there was only one time that I had seen this much rain, and that was back in early '90s. So, and it was called the El Nino winds. I remember that because it's a whole other live. That's actually a whole other live. But yeah, so it's been raining and snowing. I think the last time it snowed where we are, I think it was maybe 20 years ago, something like that. So, all right, enough with the weather. Let's get into the message. So, I want to introduce you to a very famous and very often used. Is that a sentence? I don't know if that's correct. Of a phrase that's often used in Persian. Okay. So, and it goes by saying, well, let me do it this way first. Most of us have a fear of missing out, right? They call it FOMO, fear of missing out. And we don't want to miss out on things. Now, I know where your thought is going to go. Let's see, we have a warmest February. Oh yeah, well, not here. It's been pretty chilly. It's been real chilly actually. But so not the way you think about it. Not the way like for example, if something goes on sale and you want to run and grab one before they run out. I'm not talking about that kind of fear of missing out. I'm not even talking about, for the first time maybe, I'm not even talking about you missing out on an opportunity. Not even that, because you're not in one, right? So I'm not even referring to that. Yeah, you miss out on this right now. I'm not even talking about that. What I'm talking about is this. Sometimes you get stuck in a situation, you're thinking to yourself, am I supposed to go on with this like relationship? Am I supposed to go on with this kind of work, with this business? Or I'll even give you this. We have a fear of missing out in this instance. Let's say for example you go out to eat. You pay for a very nice meal. You sit down, you're really not into the meal, you're not really enjoying it. You're halfway through, you're like, dude, this is not really. But you're like, you know what, I've already paid for it, I'm already here. I might as well what? Finish it. Okay. And it may not even be a good choice of a food for you, but you're like, you know what, I might as well. I mean, it's one time, right? Or let's say, for example, you're reading a book and you're not really enjoying the book, but you're like, you know what, I'm halfway through. I might as well, right? Or you're just kind of been plugging away in your I don't know, side gig or your job, and it's just not happening. And you're like, oh, how am I supposed to be continuing doing this? You're having that FOMO of missing out of the rest of that book, even though you didn't even enjoy the first half of that book. You have the fear of missing out on the rest of that meal, even though you didn't even like the first half of the meal. You have a fear of missing out. You're like, you know what? I've been in this relationship for so long. I mean, what am I gonna do? Might as well. We're just gonna bang it out. We're just gonna, right? You're having a fear of missing out of what happens with that person, with the relationship you're in that you don't enjoy. You're like, what? Well, I'm already here, right? Even though you didn't enjoy this other side, you're like, well, I'm gonna miss out on it. Well, what am I? So, at what point do you say to yourself, you know what? I gotta pull the plug. I gotta walk away from this relationship. I gotta switch channels. This is not my channel. You know what? I don't like this book. I don't have to read the whole thing. You know what? I don't really like this meal. I'm just gonna return it. Or I'm just not gonna eat it. Or I'm gonna order something else. At what point do you do that? By the way, with the meal, I'll give you a little plug. I used to be really upset if my food was really wrong, right? I would not be a happy camper, at the restaurant. Let's just put it this way. But I've definitely changed. And I've seen the change in others as well, because if you're nice about things, people are so giving and so much more nicer. You know what I mean? Team Money, where you at? Come on in. Jenny is inviting you over here. So we have that fear of missing out, even though we don't even like the first half. We're like, well, we're already here. So the Persians have as saying, and I'm gonna do my best. Okay, it says, "Jeloye zararo az har ja begiri manfaate," which means wherever you stop your losses, it's not actually a loss; it's a gain. Wherever you pull the plug, wherever you tap the brakes, wherever you stop, the moment you recognize it, the moment you understand, this is not my book. You know what? This relationship is done. You know what? This food is not my thing. I just don't like this food. Or you know what? I'm just done with this job. Or you know what? I cannot do this company. Now pay really good attention here. I want you to pay really good attention here, because this is about to be a mic drop moment. Okay? Notice what you say. You say, I don't like this book. I don't like this book. This book is not for me. This relationship is done. I'm done. Let me ask you a question. When you say this relationship is done, do you end that relationship and you are done for the rest of your entire life? You are not going to be in another relationship? When you say, you know what, this meal is not for me. I can't do it. I just can't do this meal. Are you done for the rest of your life? Are you not going to eat ever again? When you say, you know what, this book, I don't like horror. I don't know why I picked this up. I'm not into this book. I'm going to stop reading this book. Are you going to stop reading for the rest of your life? Are you not going to read another book ever? No. You're just stopping that right there. Which also means this job, this company, this network marketing brand, this product, this whatever you're doing, at some point, if you feel like that is you know what, it's just not my thing. This is not my flavor right here, right? You stopping that doesn't mean you're going to sit there and kumbaya my Lord for the rest of your life. That's not what it means. That's not what it means. It doesn't mean, okay, well, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to quit my entrepreneurship. I'm going to quit this network marketing company. I'm going to quit like everything. And I'm just going to sit here and then kumbaya my Lord to success and to whatever it is that you're kumbayaing your Lord to. No, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. It means you recognizing something that is not working and you making a switch, you're making a change. It doesn't mean you stop something and you just sit there in the middle of the road with your, here we go, Talladega Nights again, with your hands up in the air like, I don't know what to do right now. No, that's not what it means. That's not what it means. It means you understand, well, you know what? I'm just sorry. This it's just not my thing. I'm sorry. I apologize. And then you choose something else. Another meal. You pivot. Yeah. No relationship. You'd be surprised when the right one shows up. You'd be like, no relationship until, you know. Be surprised. You're all waiting for that. You know. But that's not what it means. It doesn't mean to pull the plug and sit there. It's not what it means. When you stop a network marketing company, you hear me? When you stop a network marketing company, that doesn't mean stop network marketing. The same way you don't stop eating. The same way you don't stop wanting to be with somebody. The same way you don't stop reading. You go through a street and this area, you travel to a state, you just don't like it. You're like, oh my God, this was the worst place on the planet Earth. You go back. That doesn't mean you don't ever travel again. You just don't go to that state. Some of you are waiting to say, this network marketing company is just not for me. And then you stop everything. Like literally. Everything. And then you just like, it's like this. It's like you saying to the chef, you know what, I'm sorry. I can't do this. I'm sorry. This food is just not for me. Right? And you don't sit there and say, you know, anybody who eats anything, anybody who eats is dumb. Eating is a scam. Isn't that funny to you? I think that's funny. Right? جلوی ضرر رو از هر جا بگیری منفعته. That's what the saying is in Farsi. Wherever you stop, you recognize the loss, you stop the loss, it's a gain. You know why? Because you're not spinning your wheels, wasting your time on something that's not going. Look, if you don't like that meal, how horrible would it be? Every bite you take, you're like dreading every bite. And then for days, even weeks and months, you're going to talk about how crappy that meal was. And you can't believe you ate it. Trust me, I've been there. right? At some point you're like, this is not my meal. I'm gonna stop eating this meal and I'm gonna eat a meal that I like. It's that simple, really. That's what the saying is meant to be, right? So you may be spinning your wheels in a, like I said, in a relationship, at a job, at a network marketing company, even in your church or in your faith, whatever, right? This is when you pause, take a look, and then you move forward. Move forward. You don't just pause and just kumbaya, oh my Lord, right? So remember this, just because you're stopping something and going to the next thing, that does not mean that it's a loss. Many people have started a company, have lost on it, and built another company, lost on it, built another company, and boom, exploded, right? So that's not what it means. It's just you recognize what's going on, and if you gotta pump the brakes, if you gotta stop, remember that's not a loss, it's a gain. At the same time, you've gained all this experience and knowledge, and why would you not put all that into use when you walk into the next thing, right? Why would you forget about all that? All the experience, all the knowledge, all the stuff you've learned. Listen, you may have learned stuff that you like. You may also have learned stuff that you don't like. And those are as important. You gotta know what you don't like. There are things that I don't like in a relationship. And a couple, that's funny. I just remember something my ex said, but maybe I'll do a live on those. But there's a couple of things that are deal breakers for me in a relationship, and I tell you, a lot of girls have problems with them. But I know what I don't like. That's important as well. So don't think of it as a loss. Always think of it as a gain, because it's a gain in experience and knowledge. Even if it was crappy, you know that's crappy now, right? So hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys, Team Money. Hopefully you circle back, you catch the replay. And don't miss tomorrow's live. Don't miss tomorrow's live. I'm gonna do something special, I think. We'll see. So hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. If you feel like this was worthy of sharing, then do what you gotta do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people here. Share it on your wall. You can even share through Messenger. You could do all kinds of stuff. So share. And I appreciate you guys. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.